What's up, y'all? Rock T here, and today I got a cool video for y'all. I'm re-recording the intro because I didn't record an intro. Anyway, I'm gonna show you how to make this bottle into this. Boom. We got a little Naruto Sasuke going on. But if you want your bottle to look like this, have it be like... If you want your regular old Hydro Flask bottle to look like this, go ahead, watch along. Oh, and before I end this, the only way to get your bottle to look like this is if you like and subscribe and comment. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna do a little voiceover just to explain some of the things that I've done in the video. I kind of wanted to have this kind of like not just you watch me, but also like a teaching type thing to give y'all some tips on how to do the same stuff that I'm doing. So right now I'm finding a picture of Kid Naruto and Kid Sasuke. As you can see right there, that is the picture I'm going to be using. So I save it and I print it out. So after I print it out, I have an X-Acto blade that I'm going to be using to cut the figures out. You don't necessarily need an X-Acto blade, but it's more accurate and it's a lot easier than using scissors. So the way how I'm going to cut this paper, I'm just going to cut the first pass I go through, I cut off the bulk. So you can see me right there cutting off the bulk, and then I'm going to cut Naruto out just so I could line up Naruto and make sure that it's squared with the logos on the bottle, just so it's not crooked and all that. And sorry for the camera angles. I still need to work with my camera because I think that the camera set on autofocus. It's definitely set on autofocus, and I need to turn that off because it's focusing on my hands and stuff like that, not really on the pictures. And I am also sorry about the camera angles. Like, this is my first video trying to do this kind of stuff, and the camera angles, especially like when I'm painting it, aren't the best. But I promise you, the next video coming out, it will be a lot better. So right now I'm about to place the Naruto on the water bottle and see how it lines up with everything, kind of get like a size check. I'm just checking it. You can see my dog in the background right there. Checking it, see if it fits good. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off more bulk. I'm not really going to cut out Naruto exactly. I just want things to be a little bit easier and easier to reach to when I'm cutting stuff. But I may have just been extra, but you know, you can do whatever floats your boat. You can do that. And a lot of these clips I'm gonna start to speed up just so you know you're not watching this whole process, because this whole process took a few hours. It wasn't like it took 20 minutes. No, it took a few hours. And yeah, a lot of the materials that I just used the bottle. I bought cheap paints from Michael. I probably should have bought better like acrylic paints and like invested a little bit more in that. But cheap paints, they worked out fine. You'll see in the video. Yeah, so I used cheap paints, and I also had clear coat. So clear coat is what is going to protect the paint after you finish. You know, you'll be able to wash your bottles. It might be able to survive a little bit of thrashing. But yeah, that's basically all you need. Just paints, paint brushes, and clear coat. And your bottle, of course. Again, sorry for the very bad angles. Alright, so now that I got the whole Naruto cut out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to size it up again just to see where I want to put it on the bottle, if I want to put it up higher or lower. And so I sized it up. I take tape and I tape it to the bottle. It makes it a lot easier if you just tape it to the bottle instead of just holding it up. And then once I do that, I kind of press the edges down and trace it. A little tip, do not put too much lead or graphite or whatever you want to call it on the bottle, because as you're starting to paint, like the paint will cover it over, but the more lead that you lay down on the bottle, the more it'll smear as you're brushing over it. You can't really see get a good look of it when I'm painting, but as I was painting it, I noticed that like some of the lead was smearing, especially on the face. And so what I'm doing right here is I'm cutting out the hair. So when we place Naruto back on the water bottle, I could trace where his forehead is at, like around that area, and get like exact lines of where his hair is at. So I took off the hair, place it back on the water bottle. Y'all will be able to see how I'll fix it. There you go, and you see where I'm tracing that. And so now when you take it off, you can see his whole hair, all the lines, not just the top lines. It's not just like a silhouette. And I do the same thing for the head, cut off the head and put a little line, you know what I'm saying, trace it. Same thing for the neck. And there you go. You basically have the whole figure of Naruto right there. And all you gotta worry about is putting the facial features, but that's pretty easy. And so once you finish your whole thing, you know what I'm saying, snap, and it should be able to pop on your bottle like that. No, I'm just joking, but just do that for both pictures. I not only did it to Naruto, but do that to Sasuke, or do that to whatever picture you're gonna be painting on. And right here, I'm just kind of setting up my little art tools. I bought a cheap set of brushes. You don't really need the most expensive, but I bought a cheap pair of brushes, some cheap paint, and a little palette thing. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to town. I wanted a gradient background. So for Sasuke, his main colors are like blue to purple. So I kind of wanted a gradient of blue to purple. So I start off with the purple, and as I go down and make it blue. And another tip, I wish that I would have painted Sasuke first, because if I painted Sasuke first, I could, and in the end when I'm doing the gradient background, I could just like tape over where Sasuke's body, or the whole Sasuke silhouette, I could tape over him, and then I could easily just paint the gradient, because once you get to like the little tiny gradient spots in the back of his hair, like it's hard to paint there because you're gonna have to use a smaller brush, and it's hard to be consistent. So I definitely would have taped over the whole body and then painted over it, and then removed the masking tape, and everything would have been solid. Also, as you see with this paint that I got, the cheaper the paint, well, at least the cheaper the paint that I got, you could tell it's very powdery and it doesn't go on evenly. So what I ended up having to do was put a lot of paint down on the brush and on the bottle, and then let that dry and repeat that process. So now I'm going to do the gradient for Naruto. Similar with Sasuke's background, Naruto's colors is, orange, red, yellow, around that whole color scheme. So started out the top with red, and then I'm just making my way down with orange, and basically the same thing as Sasuke's gradient background. Yeah, and I cannot stress this enough. Sorry for the bad angles. it was either me just cut from the white bottle and cut out all the bad angles, and all you just see is white bottle transform into like the painted version, the finished version, or it was like you kind of see what I'm doing, and I just thought this way was better for you to see kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, and so with this type of paint, it was hard to get a good gradient effect going on because it would dry so fast because of the powder in the paint. So I would find myself painting with blue, then having to go back over it with purple, but I'd have to use a lot of amounts because it would just dry so fast. Yeah, and just I haven't painted in the longest. Like the last time I painted was 2 years ago, and throughout that whole time, I did not do anything artsy besides just making random gaming YouTube videos. And this isn't hard for anybody to do. Like usually, like people think, oh, you have to be an artist to do that, but no. Like I legit just got a stencil of Naruto, traced it, and just went from there. What you see me doing now is I'm painting the hair with white, just so when I lay down the black and like the yellow for Naruto and Sasuke's hair, you don't see like the water bottle color coming through like you do on the gradient, just so it's even and stuff like that. Now, a little tip, I probably should have done that to the whole body, because even to the face too, because when I look closely at the face and the shirts and stuff like that, you could see that sometimes the water bottle's true color peeks through a little bit, and it's not a solid even color, but with the hair it's a solid even color. Now I'm coloring Naruto's hair, and you don't really have to be inside the lines too. You can see like that white to the right of the brush, it's outside, it's way outside. So one, you could always paint over stuff, and if you don't like it, then you could just, I don't know, just paint black or paint white, or there's always ways to fix stuff. Two, when we go back over, we're gonna do multiple passes of this yellow. It's not just gonna be one layer of yellow. So we're gonna do multiple passes, so it'll get a lot more vibrant, a lot more solid than what it is the first run. And three, the lines would be fixed by us making or later in the video you're gonna see that I'm going back over each edge or each like line of the picture with a black line detail brush like you see now. So even though there might be a little spillage over the lines, you'll be able to fix that with the black lining detail brush. Another thing that you might want to do is take some sort of rubbing alcohol. I prefer using acetone, and just going over with the cotton round on the whole bottle just to get that outside coating off. And what that helps you do is when you paint with these paints, it creates a better bond with the surface, so it's harder for the paint to like remove or come off if you like hit the paint. So acetone really helps out a lot. Now this is what I have so far of the bottle, and with that, that's basically just keep continuing over. I'm gonna fix up the gradients. I'm gonna do, right now I think I'm gonna do Sasuke's shirt. So I'm just mixing up the colors. And let's say if you buy a pack of colors but it doesn't have the right color you want, you could always mix colors into different colors. You just gotta know which colors make what. So I want a kind of like a dark blue, kind of like a grayish dark blue type color for Sasuke's shirt. So I was adding blue to gray and black just to get the right, like kind of like navy blue type color, more grayish, more pale. But you can always mix colors into different colors. If you want your shade to be more blue, add more blue. If you want it to be more darker, add black. If you want it to be like lighter or more pastel type of kind of vibe to it, add white, you know? Now you can see I'm taking my fine detailing brush and I'm just making the facial features. Make the eyes, the eyebrows, the nose, the mouth, the ear. And I outline the hair and the shirts just to add creases, to add more, that little bit of more detail that makes it pop. Now, if you're working with the hairdryer, a hairdryer will definitely speed up the whole process, because as soon as you lay down that paint, you can blast it with some heat and then it'll dry up, right? But in my case, I would have to do one side, let's say I'd have to detail Naruto's hair, and then I would have to stop and wait a minute and go to Sasuke just to let the Naruto side dry. Alright. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. And here's some B-roll of how the actual bottle looks like. You can see the changes that I made. Added a black line down between Naruto and Sasuke just to like separate both art pieces. I added best friends right below the bottle just to, because, they're best friends. And I added their like little symbols that they received from Hagoromo during the Great War, if you're a Naruto nerd and know about that kind of stuff. But yeah, all in all, I like how this came out. I just hit it with like 3 to 4 layers of clear coat and hit it with some light sprays. You don't really need to go heavy with it. But yeah, all in all, I liked how this whole project came out. What's up, y'all? I'm back and I finished the custom. Let me show y'all. Got water in it right now. Boom. Have a little Sasuke, little moon symbol. And then goes to Naruto, little sun symbol, little gradient backgrounds. And you can see right here, it says best friends. Yeah, this is basically my water bottle. I got 2 more water bottles and a pair of white Vans slip-ons, just straight white canvas. So y'all let me know what y'all want me to paint on those. I'm gonna start customizing a lot of stuff more often on this channel because making this water bottle and seeing how it turned out is super dope. You know what I'm saying? And now I use this as my water bottle now. If y'all like this custom, go ahead, smash that like button. This is my first one. Let me know if y'all want me to do more. I thought it was super dope. Peace out. It's been your boy, Rock T, with a new first time custom. And there's gonna be a lot more to come.